Good morning this morning. My name is Rochelle Hunter Mosley, and this is Schitt Ain't the Same. Tonight, I'm talking to three of my really, really good friends. Ish from the Joe Buttons podcast, Tameka is my sister, and also Suraya. They are all three business owners. One is in real estate, one is in empowerment, and the other one is in insurance. I had to introduce them to a lot of other business owners so that everybody can get a piece of what I get. I got the opportunity to have these type of friends, and I really wanted to be able to share them with my friends. So tonight is going to be a powerful conversation. I want you guys to listen, take notes, make sure you subscribe and share. It's a little button over there. It's a little bell. Make sure you hit the bell so you can see every time I post a podcast. So see y'all later. Good evening, everyone. I'm so excited to see everybody. Look, now I'm moving my chair, right? But I'm excited to see everyone. This is my very first beauty, business, and banking event. And thank you. Thank you. And first, I want to thank Virgil and Shauna for letting me, Nigel. What I say? Virgil.
Look at his face. He's
Virgil.
like, what?
Nigel.
You said what? He's
I
like,
did.
what?
Oh, Shauna and Nigel.
Crazy.
I'm sorry, y'all. It's okay. That'll be some of our bloopers that it'll be some of the bloopers. But Virgil and
Somebody nick Virgil.
Nigel and Shauna, they are the owners of this beautiful restaurant.
Welcome.
Excellent. And they allowed me to come in and have my very, very first beauty, business, and banking event.
All right.
And I'm so excited.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you for all what you've
Rochelle has support. I used to be a jewelry designer for everyone that doesn't know, and you supported me from the very beginning, and you continue to support me. So that's actually her table where her son is sitting, table one. That's the Rochelle table. So we appreciate you for always bringing community together and
That's
bringing
right.
these lovely ladies
That's
and
right.
sharing the love. We appreciate your network. We appreciate you. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I want to make sure that you guys make sure everybody get a raffle. I love the 50-50 raffle because there's always somebody that wins that don't really expect to win, or there's always somebody that wins that never wins anything. So just like Alex said, the more you buy the tickets, the bigger the pot is. So the more money you get. Okay. So tonight, I've been a hairstylist for over 30 years, right? And I always wanted to build a beauty business and banking community because I always suffered with my finances and how to navigate through this thing called life and being in the beauty business. And how am I going to figure out my exit? How do I invest? What kind of insurance? What do I buy? What do I do? I struggle with that so much. So that's why I wanted to create this community, because I know a lot of us that are entrepreneurs don't really know the next steps from one day to the next day, especially when you have a cash business. It's so hard to navigate that area of our life. But I wanted to start with this event almost didn't happen because it almost didn't happen. I dragged my feet almost to like 2 weeks before the event because I suffer from imposter syndrome. And it was just this voice in my head that just kept telling me, Ro, you can't do it. Who do you think you are? Who do you think how many of us suffer from that? A lot of us, right? And I was just so in my head with it. Even this morning, honestly, I only had 10 people that RSVP this morning. And so I'm so grateful to see all these voices all these faces. I could just cry. Because I'm just like, for an event that almost wasn't gonna happen, and all these people showed up, I'm just really, really grateful. Right. So I want to introduce y'all to my friends and family. This is Tameka, My sister. Let me tell you a little bit about Tameka. Tameka is an empowerment coach, right? But she's also running for city council in Newburgh, right? It's,
Go ahead, girl.
I mean, it's really her calling, like her pouring into people and uplifting people and being there to advocate for people. That's her thing. So being this is not nowhere near far from what you're supposed to be doing.
I'm not supposed to be Hollywood right now.
You're supposed to be Hollywood. Then I have my friend Suraya. Suraya, she does insurance and she's into healthy living. Anytime I need a pill for something or I need a vitamin
Wait a
or
minute, wait a
a
minute.
drink. No, not that.
Wait
Not
a
like that.
minute.
I mean a pill to
A
make myself
supplement, a vitamin.
a vitamin, a supplement,
Get it right.
a cocktail, a drink, like a juice.
A
That's
mixer.
my person that I need to call.
Concoction.
A concoction.
Right.
A concoction. Let me relax. Calm down. Then we have Ish. Everybody know Ish from the Joe Budden podcast? He was on my podcast a couple weeks ago, right? And he's been asking me to be on my podcast, asking me, he's like, "Bro, when I'm be on, when I'm be on, when I'm be on." And I'm like, "No, okay." So I'm calling him and he's calling me and we never got together. So we wound up getting together. But he taught me what I learned from him, which he probably don't even know because he play around too much, is that he said, "Ro, get connected with your community. You know, invite people that you know that got followings on your page to grow your page, and you will piggyback off of their following." So just with him being on my podcast, after a whole year and a half, it took my podcast to monetization just by him being on there. So I appreciate that, Ish. I really do. And it was a good episode. It was a really, really good episode. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate you being here with us today. And don't stop leaning on your community. Even when they say no, you keep calling them. That's what he was like. That's what he told me. He was like, keep calling them, keep asking them. Like, it's your show. You are in charge, right? So I learned that from you. I appreciate that. I know you shy and all that.
That's incredible.
But I wanted to ask you guys, the first thing I want to ask you, do you guys suffer from imposter syndrome? And if you do, how do you handle it? You want to go first?
I'll take it first. So to answer your question is yes. I think the best of us suffer from imposter syndrome. And a lot of the reasons why we suffer from imposter syndrome is because of these little lies that we tell ourselves. And those lies are the limiting beliefs that we have formed in our heads. And it didn't start yesterday, it started from a long time ago. So when we find ourselves doing something great, we always second guess it or we doubt that we are actually that good. And yeah, I suffer from it. But I really have to remind myself that yes, I am that good. I really am that person. Like, I am the person that I have curated myself to be. Like, I've developed myself into someone that I want to be proud of. So when those thoughts of doubt, creep into my head, you got to get up out of here because you's a lie. And it happens to the best of us. So we are human. Those things happen. Those thoughts creep into our minds. But it really is connected to fear. Also connected to fear. And sometimes we don't know what's on the other side of that. So we try to trick ourselves out of being great. And that's where imposter syndrome cripples us. So yeah, I do.
Suraya?
Yeah. That was really, really good. I mean, I think you hit every corner of that, right? That was incredible. I've had moments of imposter syndrome, but overall, I do a tremendous amount of work on reprogramming my mind because I am mostly goal oriented. And so I do spend a lot of time doing affirmations and being mindful of my language and all of that good stuff. And a lot of that helped me to transition my thought process. So I don't necessarily suffer from imposter syndrome, but I've had things that have held me or crippled me. And it's a word called procrastination. And that in the past has held me from being my ultimate best. Since then, I have methods now. So a lot of stuff is about strategy. So it's like, what are you putting in place in order to start moving past some of these blockages, and why are they there? And really just getting curious with yourself, asking yourself, what are the reasons, so you could do a deep dive. So I spend a lot of time doing that. Sometimes it works, sometimes I need more practice. But that's my strategy. Yes.
I think most of us. Well, for me, I think a bunch of us grew up in neighborhoods, environments, where you'll get that from a third party. Like some of us get it from our parents. I'm not really familiar with everybody, but your parents can tell you that your dreams are too big. Your neighborhood reinforces that your dreams are too big. Um, we get picked on, we get cracked on for trying to attain certain things. Like that's only for uh right, like yeah, like oh you want to be white, those are white people's aspirations, they're not necessarily our aspirations. So sometimes even if you do internally have this grandiose of a idea of what you could be, the people in your immediate circle, your family, your mother, your father, will shoot your dreams down because they didn't accomplish anything, or they were told that those dreams are too big for us to aspire to. And so I think that's our biggest thing. Like if you, that's why I'm telling you, like your friend group matters so much, because your friend group encourages you. They reinforce that you are amazing and all of those other things, so that you can strive to be everything you could be. I think yeah, any of us suffer with self-doubt on a day-to-day basis sometimes, until you start to do the work behind closed doors, read the certain books and take all the self-improvement programs or seminars that you can, and it'll break some of those beliefs that you might have.
Okay. I like that. I like that. I mean, I know all of my friends know I am a book queen, a podcast queen. I am that girl. I got a book for everything that you going through. So I had to block and delete in real life, because I know we do it on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff. But when you are really moving and shaking, you really got to move with people that are moving in the direction that you're moving in, or that are higher than you. Things wherever you aspire in your life, like no, don't let nobody stop you doing it, from doing it. Just like me not even creating this event tonight. Like I wouldn't even sleep. So I ain't gonna be able to sleep tonight. You have no idea the the voice in my head was telling me that what I couldn't do. You have no idea. It's just so crazy. So I know I'll be up all night, right? I went to a panel on Saturday, right, and they were talking about doing business with friends and family, and they had all these um, grandiose, beautiful, and how beautiful it was, and how old it was. And I was just looking at them like, oh, I got to write this down, because I got to ask my people about this, because I know that I've had some problems and some situations with, having doing business with friends and family, right? I mean, I had a man that was working for my company, and I really wanted to let him go. But I had a hard time letting him go because it was my friend's father, right? And I should have probably let him go longer than what I, held on to him, right? I should have let him go, a lot sooner. But because it was my friend's father, I had a hard time letting go. So I'm just like, no, I don't want to do business with my friends and family. I asked my best friend to come into business with me, and she said, "Oh no," she said, "We've been friends for over 30 years. I'm not trying to stop that. You go ahead and do your little thing. I'll support you. I'll be there for you. But no, we ain't swapping no cash." And I was like, "All right." So, what kind of experience have you had, Ish?
Um, Pardon me, I'm a little under the weather. I think that's horrible. I think that it's unfortunate a lot of times that we compete with each other. So your best friend will be competing with you. I don't gotta tell a group, a room full of women. I'm the only man in here, but I don't gotta tell y'all that your girlfriends be competing with y'all. I think that our family members, our friends, they compete with us. Low key, the energy be a little off, but I also think that it's imperative for us to reach a place where we can do business, because group economics matters. right? Like, so I think that, again, I don't know anybody here, but I know some people come from horrible communities, right? And we walk around and we see all of these buildings that are burned down and dilapidated in our neighborhoods. Why would we not be the people to fix them, right? Like, why would we complain about other communities, I mean, other demographics coming in our neighborhood and gentrifying our neighborhood? Why are we not the people to gentrify our own neighborhoods? A lot of times we can't do that independently. It takes a group effort to do some of those things. I just think that, unfortunately, everybody wants to be the head of the table, right? Like, I don't have to be the head of the table. I could sit at a round table. I could play my position. I don't got to be the leader. And I think sometimes because we are silently competing with each other, that becomes an issue. Also, why would I want to get rich and have my closest friends not be rich? When I go St. Tropez and I rent the yacht, I want my boys on the yacht with me. I want my family on the yacht with me. I don't want to be up there with a whole bunch of new people. So I think that mind state that we can't do business together, I think is horrible, and I think it's crippling us.
Yeah, that was really good. That was on point. I definitely feel the same way. I've done a lot of business with friends and family, some that have gone really well and some have been really shitty. And the experience is really like it's a process. You know, it's almost like I think about just raising my daughter in that process and seeing her do things that I know better and having to wait the time for her to now make the connection. It takes time. And a lot of us, like you said, come from communities where we may not have a lot of people that we had access to early that taught us how to do business. So if I'm doing business with you, you got a couple dollars, I got a couple dollars, I say, let's pair up together. Just because we got a couple dollars in our pocket doesn't mean we understand the science to doing business. However, if there's a basis and that foundation is based on integrity, that foundation is based on willpower. Exactly. And you both have a desire to achieve the same goal, I say stick with it. And I'm willing to take the risk of things going well or things not going well. And even, and this might sound crazy, even losing the money. Like I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've owned restaurants and lounges. I've owned takeout spots. I mean, I'm a master cultivator. I grow food and cannabis. I mean, so many businesses that I've lost so much money. And it's just money. It's just money. The experience and the opportunity to build with your friends and family, that's the legacy and that's the joy. Because when we leave this planet, because this is a short time here, and most people don't come into our own awareness until we've reached the later ages, 50 years old. Some people don't even get to become self-aware. But when you do step into that role of being self-aware, and you're 50, 60 years old, the time is short after that. So when we transition out of here, what's left? And who is it left to if it's not your family and the people who are close to your heart? So I just keep that in mind. And so nothing else matters. It's about the joy and the pain, because you can't get to the joy until you've weathered through the pain, stared it in the face, been on your knees, praying to God to take away the pain, then the joy comes. And for me, the acceptance of that process takes a lot, but when you get there, you're willing to do the work to create the memories.
You can pass.
Yeah.
So I think that is absolutely the worst mindset anyone can have. Everything starts with your family and everything starts with your friend circle. We have always been like that as a community, as a culture. It has always started with us. So Susus didn't come out of, you know what I'm saying, thin air, right?
I done got burnt by a couple susus.
Yeah, but that is group economics at its finest, right? So it didn't come out of thin air. We have always practiced group economics as a community, as a culture. Why? Because historically, a lot of us couldn't go to the bank and get money lent to us, right? So we had to rely on our friends and our family and our community in order to get that. So I think that a lot of us have gotten kind of burned in some instances, and we have evolved and become Hollywood, and now we don't want to utilize those same measures. But that is absolutely the worst mindset that anyone can have, and it is not good practice. And I'll share with this. I too am a serial entrepreneur. I'm an ideas girl. And I've been in business. And one business that I was in actually literally destroyed a relationship that I had with someone that I called a sister. But that's okay. You'll never hear me say anything bad about her. You will never hear me say anything bad about the situation. Why? Because it was an experience. And I'm okay with that. I know how to fail forward. I'm cool with that. One of the things that anyone, if you're doing something, I would all implore to you, start with your family. Seed money for a lot of us is going to come from our family. I know I go to my brother. I know I go to my sister. I know I go to another sister. I know I go to another brothers. Like, my seed money and my encouragement comes from my family. So do not, what they was talking about, I don't know what they was talking about. Don't none of y'all listen to that. Ignore all of those things that you just heard. Start with your friends and family. What I will tell you as a point of, just as a point of experience, if you are doing something, put some things in writing. A lot of times people don't have, right, they don't have, they don't understand what people's roles are going to be. So then those things and those lines get blurred because roles and responsibilities were not talked about beforehand. Money was not talked about. Exit strategies were not talked about. What if this doesn't work? How do I get my money back? All of those things matter. And it should be a part of your initial conversations because that is business and that's good business. And you want to do good business with the people that you love. So exit strategies are important. Write it down. If we don't make enough money, how long do we have? And I'm going to tell you something that I really believe. If you do go into business with a friend or a family member, put a time limit on it. Don't make it forever. Say every 2 years, every 5 years, you're going to come back and you're going to reassess and reevaluate where you are. See if you want to stay in this business together or if you want to move forward. Because by that time, the business has grown. You've elevated. Things will change and things will be different. So reach back, come back, connect, do what you need to do, but start with your family. So I'm going to share one last thing and I'm going to pass the mic. My siblings and I, my younger siblings and I, we have now started an investment group. So we are each other's investors. Brother want to buy a party bus? No worries. We got it. The 5 of us or 6 of us put up money, whatever it is, and we get a return on our investment every month. So those dividends, and they're in the pot every month. Every month we get a check. Every month we have our money. That we're the investors. We don't need outside investors. If we needed outside investors, then we would bring somebody else in. But it starts with us. So he wanted another party bus. Absolutely. This party bus is bringing in business. It's bringing in a lot of money. It's bringing in good, consistent money. Don't worry. Who came up with the money, y'all? We did because we're the investment. I wanted to start my business, and guess what they did? I went to them because now I need 5,000 from everybody or 10,000 from everybody because that's what we need to do. And everybody eats off of what each one of us are doing. So at some point in time, we are all going to be giving each other's checks every month. Who else better go to? So that money will then trickle down to our children, and our children will we start to invest in them and teach them about wealth and teach them about how to utilize group economics. But that is, please do not even remember that was said because that is a distraction. And it is a way to keep us divided and keep us not reaching our goals that we need to reach and our full potential. You start with us because when we say for us, by us, that is real. That is not just a saying. So it is for us and by us.
I like that. I like that.
I want to add another thing to what she said. Because I'm in insurance, I own an insurance agency. There are insurance vehicles that you can use to help you manage that process of what Mika is talking about. Excuse me, Councilwoman Tameka. We putting that out there. We manifesting that. So, and so just keep that in mind. There are different vehicles that you can use in insurance, in owning a trust, a family trust. And those things are things that are should be discussed with families early on to help establish and manage expectations as well, and where the legacy is gonna go in terms of the wealth.
And if nobody has, I don't know if I need a mic, but if you don't do anything today, when you leave here, please connect with your family members and get an insurance policy on the oldest sibling or everybody that you have. One that is going to gain interest or whatever, but have an insurance policy on everyone, especially while people are spry and young. Get the largest policies you can. All of y'all chip into whatever the pot to make sure y'all maintain it, but get yourselves insurance policies with your family. Not one that you keep for yourself, and if something happened to you, nobody know where it's at. If something happened to me, my sister knows that her name is on the insurance policy. She will tell you, it's this company, this is how much it's for, but it's not for just for me. It's for the next generation. So if that $2 million or whatever it is, it's going to go to our kids to start producing and building and continuing to build on that wealth. Get yourselves insurance policies on you and your siblings or your family and everybody. Everybody needs to have the highest insurance policies that you can. That's how this country has built, another way of this country has built wealth.
I wanted to add something to that too in terms of the insurance policies that I have. I have the ones that you can that have cash value. Whole life. Okay. The ones. That's why y'all insurance people here.
That's all we got.
I got those ones. We got whole
Right.
life.
Don't worry,
And
we
I've
got your
taken
back.
out money to buy a car. I've taken out money to buy a house. I've taken out money to send my son to college. I've taken out money to do a lot. The shutdown. I've taken out money so many different times, right? So if you get a chance, talk to Suraya. Any other Suraya about your insurance. That's what she does. Take her information.
Yeah.
She'll help you get all the insurances you need. I also have Aflac. I had a brain surgery. I had foot surgery twice. While I was out, I was able to get money from my insurance policy to help me pay my bills so my kids could eat.
That's right.
You know, at first, when I first got Aflac, I said, $100 a day? What am I gonna do with $100 a day? $100 a day is a lot when you're not working at all. You get $3,000
$3,000
check,
a month.
$2,800 check. I was praying it was never February when I needed my
And
check.
it was only $25.
Yeah, no,
$50.
mine's is 90.
Oh, 90.
Mine's is
Okay,
$90 a month, but
Okay.
it's it
Right.
was just so worth
It's
it.
inexpensive.
It was so worth it.
Yeah.
It was so worth it. So I know all of us are business owners, right? I want you to just tell us, how do you navigate the business, the family, the mental health? You know, I know you seem like you have mastered it to me because you seem so zen when you came in here.
No. That is
You
a
were like
joke.
so
That is
zen.
a
You
joke.
No,
She was
No.
just sitting here like, doing the shutdown. I'm trying to
No.
talk to her on the phone. She said, "Oh, I got to get in the sauna. Oh, I got a sauna in my living room."
I was trying to save
gotta-
my own life. So a lot of that stuff is just really managing yourself. Like, I don't have it mastered, but the goal is self-mastery. So, I'm not rigid about it, but I'm definitely intentional because life be happening. And I show up like, what's up every time, but it takes a lot of work. It's not just that easy. So, managing mental health, stress, work, family is definitely a huge responsibility. And if you don't get it in order, it will take you out. Like, we are looking at an environment right now. We're in what I consider a hostile environment right now, where people are dropping like flies every single day from one thing or another. And a lot of it is heart disease and not managing stress. And so it has become quintessential. It always has been quintessential, but more and more now than ever before for us to zone in on what's happening to our health. So if your gut, I do this detox and I've transitioned into a more of a holistic lifestyle by not by choice, but by force. I was operating my business many years ago, maybe 15 years ago, maybe 18 years ago, and I had two restaurants, and the businesses were successful, but I wasn't getting any sleep. I wasn't even getting the opportunity to spend the money that I was making. I had a lot of responsibility in the business. It's a restaurant business. The restaurant business, if you don't manage your books well, could be a black hole. I wasn't managing my books well, so I was bringing in a lot of money, losing a lot of money, paying a lot of fines, working with every single outside entity that's regulating. You got the health department, you have the fire department, you have the community board sitting in front of all of these people talking about why somebody's smoking cigarettes on the curbside and you can't control that. Boom, here's a fine, 15,000. So all of that stuff came to a head for me, and I ended up going into panic attacks and anxiety attacks and had no idea why. This was like 18 years ago. And that was my first bout with it. And because of that, I had to pull my stuff together fast because I went down fast. Like life has a way of, it's never at a convenient time. And because of that, what I thought was anxiety and at that time was really like a spiritual transformation, because I think that a lot of us forget that we're spiritual beings having a human experience and not the other way around. So the tapping into your spiritual side is way more important than all this external stuff, because what's running your world? Other people? Are we draining our whole mindset down in this all day? Because when this is not, giving you the favor you want, what's going on with this? So what happened to me personally was that I had to pull it together and learn about the body, which I think that should be taught in school anyway. We should be learning about the human body. Why do I not know that the gut is the first brain? So if I'm eating cheeseburgers and hamburgers and McDonald's all day, and the gut is sending messages to my brain, how am I expecting to be healthy? So I learned all of that by force, and it's been a journey ever since. It's been about 18 years, and it's still going. You don't do one magic thing and everything just pops into shape. It's a whole lot of little things for a long time being consistent, and then the results come. And that's the journey. So what you see is me just practicing what I'm preaching. That's what we looking at. Because I want to be healthy. I am healthy. I want to be in the most perfect health of my life. So I go to the gym. I learn about other modalities. I get Reiki treatments. I get acupuncture every week. I do somatic healing. I do journaling. I'm doing everything on the inside and the outside to manage all the other stuff. And that's the best that I could do. And it's working. It has its challenges, but it's working.
I can tell.
Thank you. I
I can tell.
appreciate
I
that.
can totally tell.
I appreciate
And that you
that.
said all that, I know it sounds like a lot, but we spend more on a Chanel bag. I promise you we do. We spend more on a Chanel bag.
Oh, this stuff is not costly at all.
Okay, but I'm just saying, it
Yeah,
sounds
this
like a
stuff
lot.
is
It
not-
sounds
this
like
stuff-
money.
Some of the stuff you could do without a dime. Like you could meditate without a dime. You could meditate for 10 minutes a day and that change your entire day. You could do yoga. You could do breathing techniques right in your living room. It don't cost a dime.
I like it. I like it.
So, you need the mic? I don't need the mic.
No, you need to
I need
so
the
you can-
mic.
yeah.
The camera probably.
Ish said, "You go, not you. You go." So do you think so? Thank you. I appreciate that. Happy birthday to whoever is up there. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
So I managing businesses and life and all that stuff is, it is what it is. Everything is complex. We are complex beings. We are multi multidimensional in who we are, and we manage. And a lot of times we forget who we are in these moments because we are just managing and we're just going. And it's just like we're sailing through these things and you get knocked over the head. And sometimes if you're not ready, that knock over the head will really knock you down. But you get back up and you keep going. But what happens when you get knocked over the head and you stay down for too long? That's what a problem is. I think if in business, when I think about business, I'm okay with failing. It is okay. It's the journey and the experience for me that's most important. Um, in the work that I'm doing now, I always tell people it's the shadow work that nobody sees that really matters. And what is shadow work? Shadow work is that inner conversation that you're having with yourself, that conversation that you are never going to have with anybody else. The shadow work is, who am I? Now, you full of shit. Now, you should not have done that. Like, now it's checking yourself, holding yourself accountable, but also at the same time, encouraging yourself to do better. But it is literally like that accountability partner that we don't have when we doing that shadow work. And shadow work is the most difficult thing to do. Holding yourself accountable is difficult. Telling yourself, I know I was wrong, is hard. What happens when you never tell yourself that you were wrong? You can't fix yourself. Nobody can fix you. We can help you do shadow work, but no one can fix you. You have to come to an agreement like, you know what, I shouldn't have said that. I should not have done that. I could have been a little kinder. I could have been a little nicer. I should have been being a little more empathetic. But that's what happens when you just have a whole lot of things going on. What I'm going to say to you about business is this. How many people in here sell something? Has a business, sell anything? Raise your hands high so I can see you. You sell something, right? What do you sell? Yes. Tax and accounting? Excellent. What do you sell? Oh, who? I thought you raised your hand right here with the blue jean jacket. What do you sell? Say it again.
Life coaching services.
Life coaching services. Absolutely. What do you sell?
Dance services and handcrafted cocktails.
Handcrafted cocktails and hair services. Absolutely. Everybody is doing something. So what I'm going to ask you today, right now, in this room, in this space, to challenge yourself. Everybody, even if you don't have a business, if you do have a business, you do the same thing. I want you to find one thing, and I did this with my friends, one product to sell for the rest of the year. Create one product. If you have one, go hard on this one product for the rest of the year. I don't care how tough it gets. I don't care how overwhelmed you may get. You may not know the different angles for marketing or advertising or how to do stuff on social media. There's a whole lot of things that you can do for that. Find something to sell, whatever it is. If it's an accounting business, figure out some software that you can sell to somebody. If it figure out a way to incorporate whatever you're doing and find a product to sell. I'm telling you, it will be a game changer. I don't care if you make money or not. Just doing it matters more than making money because it takes people out of their comfort zone and you probably will get to make some money. So challenge yourself. Everybody, find one thing to sell and go hard. I don't care if it's a pair of socks. Go hard on it. Okay?
Okay.
What was the question?
Like, what was the question?
Managing your personal life with your business life. It's tough. I'm 49. I've been self-employed for 24, 25 years, somewhere around there. Like I've been working on my own for 24, 25 years. I'm 49 with a 2-year-old. It's different. So managing, like on a business front, um, our egos are so big. I think one of the biggest things you could do as a business owner is really, 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 you got to let go and you got to delegate. You got to find quality people and put them around you, not yes men. You got to find quality people so that you could let them take some of the burden and some of the load. You know what I'm saying? Like I own a construction company. My foreman really run the show. Um, I own a real estate investment company. Like you got to let that stuff go because you can't grow to a certain point if you doing all. It's impossible. It's not enough hours in the day, and you'll drive yourself crazy. Like they said, like you can't. And then on a home front, I think the significant other matters more than a bunch of that other stuff. You really got to find a good significant other that the world kicks our ass on a day-to-day basis. Like again, I'm the only man up here, but for black men on I can't even say him, but for for no, for black men in business, like you getting your ass kicked on a day-to-day basis. So when you come home and you can really check that at the door, like my daughter makes me forget everything that happened when I walk in the door. Like she don't matter. Like she don't care if you had a crappy day. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that stuff don't matter. So I think finding a strong significant other helps you weather the storm, even when stuff is going. COVID, I had 6 houses in pre-foreclosure, like right there. None of that stuff matters when you go home, and you can't let your girl see you sweat, because then they gonna get worried. If I get worried, she gonna be panicking. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm cool. So I just think like letting people take that load on a business side, and then finding the right significant other on the personal side. I think everything will come to place.
Okay. Okay. I know for me, I mean, I had a salon in Harlem. I'm still in Harlem, but I had my own storefront for like 25 years. And I didn't realize how stressed I really was until I walked away from the storefront. I didn't realize how much it had, like, how much life it had taken away from me. How much time I wasn't spending with my kids. How many funerals I missed because I didn't want to miss a Saturday. How many birthday parties I missed because I was at work. How many weddings I missed because I was late. And me stepping away from that storefront was one of the best things I could have ever done for my life. Ever done. Ever. I know people say the best thing they ever did in their life was have kids. Not me. I've done way more exciting things than that. I love my kids to death. But I mean, everybody here that have kids, like, come on now. I know y'all done some way more exciting things than parent and have kids. Like, for real. Thank you. Thank you. Right? Right? So when you talking about, hearing you guys talk about, y'all mental health and stuff, I wasn't really tapping into that because I grew up at a time when you said you had some kind of mental thing or something wasn't going on in your mind and everybody said you crazy. People wasn't pushing therapy in the 90s. Therapy, oh, you crazy. I don't want to sit on nobody's couch. But now it's like the thing to do. I'm running to therapy. I'm running to therapy every Monday at 10:15 a.m. So and it's like cool. People asking, are you in therapy? So I do appreciate this time now that I can step into it and be my authentic self. And I'm okay with, now I'm in Tina Pearson's salon in Edgewater. I'm above another salon in Harlem. And when I came to both of these young ladies, I said, hey, can I rent some space from you? They was like, me? I was like, yeah. Like, what's up? Why not? Because I'm just in another mental space, and I'm working on so many other things. Like even being here with y'all. If I was in the salon, this wouldn't even be happening. I wouldn't even have no time for this because I have to worry about every dime that's going into that storefront, and I did that for 25 years. And what I learned from one of my sisters, I tell her this all the time. I say, like, you just do whatever the fuck you want to do. I mean, always, even, I mean, always. And like when you said, it's just money. She been telling me this since I was 20 years old. Oh, it's just money. Oh, it's just money. Oh, I'm not going to do that. Oh, I don't want to work there. I don't want to do this. And she's just whistling through life. And I'm just like, no, we got to do 45 people today. And we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And no, although she learned those things, but what she learned from me too is what she's not going to do. I'm not going to do that. You trust. Even my daughter, she was like, I don't even see how you go to that same job every day for 30 years. You crazy. It will not be me. And she's 19 years old, and all she talk about is her life of leisure. And her like, oh no, I have my soft life, and I'm this and I'm that, and she's 19. And I said, wow, I wish I had the luxury to even feel that way, because we didn't grow up that way. Where we from? We didn't grow up that way. What? She 19. But yeah, but right. But it should be soft. But I'm just saying, I didn't grow up that way. I didn't have that luxury to be able to say I want to live a life of luxury.
But
I
that's
left my mother's house when I was 15.
But that's why she's privileged enough to be in her soft life,
it.
because you was in your hard life.
I get it. But what I'm saying is that I didn't have that luxury to be able to. I'm just now at 53 years old feeling like I want to have, or I'm able to live a life of luxury at this age. I'm happy these kids are able to even do that at 19 and 20 years old. I'm happy. I'm not jealous of it. I'm cool, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's just, yeah, it's hard. Things was really hard. So it's just, like even the new people that are in business now, and people that want to, branch out and do other things, allow yourself to experience some other things. And you cannot be connected to the money. What I have learned is when you do good, people notice. And when you're doing what you love, the money will come. Period. I do. Okay.
With that name.
Go ahead. I do. I mean, the only reason why I'm gonna tell you why I believe why I believe that, because I have experienced that. I have experienced me worrying, and then look at this.
No, I don't agree with the when you do what you love, the money will come.
Look at this. I do.
I don't agree with that.
You don't believe what? You don't believe what?
I believe we do what we have to create the life that we want. I don't necessarily agree with when you do what you love, the money will come, because, well, for me, that hasn't been my experience.
Okay.
Some of the things that I do to attain money, I don't love them. It don't matter that I don't love them though, because it creates the life that I love. What the results are, you get what I'm saying? I love that I can do these things, but I'm coming home at 11 o'clock with furnace dust on my face. I don't love that shit. You know what I'm saying? But again, it creates a life that me and my family and God willing, my lineage will enjoy. So that's how I view it, and it keep me going.
So you said like you want to enjoy that. You love to be a entrepreneur, right?
I do.
Okay, so that's your thing, like doing a whole bunch of different things.
That's a different concept. She's saying when you do something that you love to do. So like if she loves doing hair, then the money will come from that, right? I don't love necessarily everything that I do to generate money. I love what the money creates, but I don't love the tasks that come along with generating the money. You get what I'm saying?
Hold on. Let's pass the chance. Can you get the mic for her? Yeah, you need to. Yeah, because they can't hear you. Yeah, she.
Hi, everyone. Were you trying to say, because what I got from it was if you do what you do good, people will recognize it. And yeah, and yes. So same thing like what you do. Yes, you don't want the dust and all that stuff, but because you do your business good, you have the opportunity to have the dust come on you because you get a job, you get gigs. You know what I mean? So I think what was that what you were saying? Or
Yeah, what I was saying is that, I mean, me being a hairdresser, I do love it, which means that I have mastered it and I do it well.
you do it well. And
So,
because
yes.
you do it well, you get the
I make the
clientele.
money. Yes.
And
So let me clarify that.
yeah, that's what I got out of
No,
it.
it's well.
No, you don't.
Not
I
at
got
this
out of it.
age, though. No. Listen, Ish, you do this. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. It's not that okay. My thing is that after I mean, it's been over 30 years now that I've been a hairdresser, right? I do love the work. I love what I pour into other people. I love all of the things, but my body don't love it that much. My body has gotten to a place where, it has become a lot for me. So I am working on my pivot. Right. That's what I'm saying. So I feel like I'm not saying that you go out there and you put out some BS and then you just get paid and you're making people trying to make people believe that you love it. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm
So why I said that I don't subscribe to that. Not that I don't subscribe to that particular statement. Why? Because I don't believe many of us get up to do the things that we need to do without the goal of making money. We go to school, higher education, to make money, to make more money. We become brokers and not just real estate agents because we want to do what? Make more money. We go all the way through medical school, right? Why do we go to medical school? Because you want to become a doctor and make more money. And if you happen to love it, then that is even better. That is a blessing. But I don't think anybody goes into business with the idea of I'm just going to do this and I'm just going to love it. And if the money comes, the money comes. No. If you need to have in your head that you have financial goals and your financial goals need to have a plan or strategic plan behind it so that you can make money. I saw Tahira. Where's Tahira?
right here.
You go to school to be a superintendent. You love education, but you do it to do what? Make more money. And if you happen to love it, once again, that is the extra part of it, right? That's the cherry on top. But I don't subscribe to, I'm just going to do this and the money will come. If that's the case, then I'll go do charity work. Because, right, I'll do charity work, go do something else. But if I am doing something and I'm putting my heart and soul into something, I'm doing it for the purpose of making money. And we have to stop saying that we don't want to do things to make money. They make people like us feel bad when we say we have financial goals or we're doing something to make money. We have to get away from that. They always trick Black people and brown people into thinking it's not morally right for you to do things for money while they become rich. That's not what I do. And even in my coaching sessions, I coach from a place of empowerment, and it's mindset coaching. If you are doing something, you're doing with one, because you love to do it and you get to make money, that's great. And you're going to make sure that you're the best at what you do and you have a strategic plan to be great. But if you want to do something and just say, oh, I'm doing this because I love it, then that's charity work. If you just happen to be making money, you can go do charity work every day you want to, and it's okay. Stop letting people trick you out of saying that you're doing something to make money. It is absolutely okay for you to have financial goals and for you to have a strategic plan to make your money.
Okay.
That is an excellent point.
Okay.
But I think that what Rochelle was trying to convey earlier, like a lot of people
Help
die
me, help
chasing
me.
money. A lot of people die. This is true. This is a real fact. A lot of people die chasing money. Some of our favorites of all times, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston. These people were multimillionaires owning billion-dollar estates and catalogs and all of this stuff. And a lot of these people die chasing money. My thought about that, I hear you breathing heavy over here,
Right?
is that it's not about doing what you feel purposefully driven about and not making money. It's if you can find a way to use the stuff that you purposefully driven about and learn how to parlay that into making money. It's whatever you believe. Like everything we do every day is just a collection of our thoughts and beliefs. Life is so magical. Like we literally get to think about something that's not in form and make that shit come alive.
It's the creative.
And nobody is, people, I get to think of something and then make that become real. It actualize that, touch and feel it, and in real life, that shit is incredible. So all I'm saying is, I'm serious. All I'm saying is what I know about human beings, because I'm one, is that we search for purpose. We search for purpose. I don't care what age you are. If you in your younger years, I don't feel good, I'm depressed. You know why? Because you're looking for your purpose. You're looking for to feel that fulfillment, that sensation of being alive, something that you love that brings you joy and radiates you with life. 53 years old, we still looking for purpose. And then at some point you realize that you're already it. Because the master planner of this whole affair, we don't have no control over this shit. At some point, we convinced ourselves that we in control of this shit. We ain't. That's where the anxiety comes from. I'm not in control. I now say to people, I'm not sure what's going to happen. We'll see. We could work towards that goal, but we'll see what happens. Because I'm not in control of this. But I'm just saying, whatever you believe and whatever you think is what's going to come forth. So if you believe that your purpose is not attached to your assignment of finances, then guess what? That's what'll happen. Why? Because that's what you manifested. Have you ever tried to do something that you love, that you feel like is your purpose, and see what happens? Did you ever try that? No, I'm really curious. No, I'm just asking you, have you ever tried to do something that fulfilled you purposefully? This is a yes or no question. This is a yes or no question.
I own a construction company. So when I walk in a house and it looks like shit, it's a hole in the roof, the floor's falling, all of those things, the creative person in me, when I walk outside of that job, it's fulfillment there. It's like a haircut. It's like a stylist. It's like somebody that's taking a blank canvas and they drawing a picture on it. At the end of the day, there's fulfillment there. What you saying something totally different than what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this, to Tameka's point, we push this narrative that money don't bring happiness. Cool, money doesn't bring happiness. I don't know nobody that's in poverty that's happy. So my thing is, yeah, if you doing something that generates a lifestyle that you love, cool. If you love what you do, that's the cherry on top. I still don't want to misconstrue that we gotta find something that we good at and we gonna fall in love with that, because that's not necessarily true. That's all I'm saying.
I think two things can be true.
Two
This
things
is one
can
of
be true
them.
at the same time.
Two things
Oh,
can be
shit.
true.
Thank you.
And four
Thank you.
things they can all be true at the same time. I just think that it depends on who you are, what you want to do. It depends on who you are, what you want to do in that moment. Because in that moment, if you're searching for purpose, then you're doing things that you feel purposeful doing. In that moment, if you're searching for something that can make you money, you're going to do the things that make you money. Now, if you happen to magically and beautifully, marry those two, then you've hit the jackpot, right? You've hit the jackpot. And then there's the sun, right? And that is the connection. And that's why I said it's the two things can be true.
And when you start talking about purpose, everybody in here is a parent, or most of us are parents. So your purpose is to create a better life for your children, whether by hook or crook. Your purpose is to create a better life for your kids. So even if I go to work every single day and I hate what I do, when I look at my daughter and my daughter goes to one of the best schools in the state, or if my kids have a college education that is due to me busting my ass every single day, that is a part of my purpose. Whether I like what I'm doing or not, that's still your purpose.
And
So
it is
now you
different
know
for
that.
men.
Oh,
It
yeah,
is
it is.
different for men and women. Men,
I need you to talk on the mic so we can
sorry,
pick it up in the
it's
camera.
different for men and women. So when you ask that question, it does matter for him to answer that question the way he did, because he is expected to be a provider. So he is going to do the things that he probably does not love to do because he has a family and a household to provide for. While we sit around and we may have to find purpose and do other things, as a man, he probably does not have that luxury to say, you know what, this is purposeful for me. I want to get up every day and I just want to do nothing. Or I just want to get up every every day and I want to go to the park and feed the ducks. It's like, yeah, right. But you also have a family. You also have bills to pay and somebody is counting on you. For me, it's different. I'm going to answer that question differently. And people can talk about, roles and gender roles and all of that. We expect somebody to be a provider. And as a man, I think that expectation for him is going to sound a little differently than it sounds for me as a mom. The way I provide for my kids as a man is like, I have to do this because this is just who I am and I'm supposed to be doing it. So I think it's different.
Who's it?
Oh, I was going to say something earlier, but I think we got to the point. I was just going to share, I think that my journey is representative of both things being true at the same time. So I was a news reporter for a very long time, and that was a career that I initially got into because there was some love of journalism. But then as a Black woman in corporate America, you quickly find out everything is not what it seems, and newsrooms are white America no matter where you go. And so it became something that I did to provide for my family. I left it and I started a business coaching executives around communication, public speaking, telling their story. And I love that. Absolutely love that. But I dove in head first, right, with not a lot of money. And so even though I loved it, it didn't pay my bills and it did not sustain the six-figure lifestyle that my family had become accustomed to. So I created a bunch of other businesses. I started driving Uber. I created a podcast show in my Uber car. I created a jewelry business. I created a business renting cars to other Uber drivers. None of those things were my passion. I started investing in real estate. I don't really care about real estate other than the money that it would bring me, but I did those things to fund my dream. And so I was doing both things at the same time. And now my business sustains me. But best believe if there's ever a month where I come up short, I have no problem going out and figuring out what else can I do to supplement my dream. And that's what it is. So yes, and as I've been in my dream business, there are things that I don't do, that I don't compromise about myself. There are certain people that I will not work with. If I wanted to work with them, I would have stayed in corporate America, in white corporate America. And so I believe that I can work with my ideal client and I can say no to some money because all money ain't good money for me. And the money will come. And it does come. Does it always come exactly how I want and when I want? No, it doesn't. And that's why I got other hustles to supplement that. So I think I know actually, both things are true at the same time.
Right. Amanda, you have something?
Okay, so for me, can you hear me? Is that
Yeah.
working?
Mhm.
For me, I always led with my love and my passion. So I've wanted to be a doctor since I was 8. So my focus was always, always on the love. But once I finished med school, once I finished residency, I became a physician, and it became very apparent that it's about business, right? And not necessarily what I do day to day with caring for patients, because that's about medicine. But in order to make money, you have to be conscious of business. So I was always a 1099 independent contractor, and then I created an S corp for my business. So I had a lot to learn because I spent the first 30 years of my life learning about medicine and not about business. So I'm 39 now, so the last almost 10 years of my life, I started learning more about business. And the way that I learned it, Ish made an important point about surrounding yourself by people that kind of have a like mind or push you to learn more. So I learned the most about business, full stop, about being around white men. You just become a sponge and you learn what the fuck they do because, oh, sorry about my language.
That's okay.
You learn what they do and you apply those skills and then you build your family around that. So you were saying that Charlie is 19 and she wants to live a life of leisure. That's because you've worked so hard to provide that for her, right? So we are in a generation where we're teaching our kids to learn about business. Chance is talking about he never wants a 9 to 5 and he never wants to really work, hard because he understands business. So we're talking about kind of like very vague terms about business, but I think all of us as business owners need to take the time to really learn the ins and out and how you should be managing business. How do you create an S corp or an LLC? Is that the best thing for you? How do you establish business accounts? Those business credit cards. How do you do write-offs? How do you maximize your deductions every year so you don't have to pay so much in taxes? Because I'm in a very high tax bracket and I don't like paying those taxes. So I have a lot of write-offs to put myself in the lower tax bracket to maximize how much money I make. So those are the smaller conversations that people need to have to really understand how to run businesses. Fortunately for me, my business is linked to what I love and it's my passion. But, like she just said, that doesn't always make you your money and you got to find other things. And, I look for other things to do because I'm a little bored with medicine right now. So, I'll try some other businesses, but that's all I got.
Right. I want to pass the mic to Talia for me. Pass the mic to Talia. I heard you saying something about you were saying something to Lucy when they were
Oh, I
talking. I
said it's
wanted you to
always
share
a,
that.
I was saying that it was
Put it
I
to
was
your
saying
mouth.
that it
The
was
mic.
it's there's a business side to everything. So although you may love what you do, in order to scale, there is a business side to it that you may not love. All of the details, all of the logistics and things like that. You may not love that, getting all those. You may not even know. You may just be a creative, like we were talking about. And that's, so that part you may not love, although you love what you do, but there's a business side of it in order to scale that you have to learn. That's a little more technical and that has a lot more moving pieces.
Hold the mic for a second. I mean, and while we're talking about, what I'm hearing is like people have multiple streams of income, right? And I know for me, I'm a hairstylist. I'm a trichologist. If you don't know what trichology, I study hair and scalp disorders. I have a podcast. I have a product line. It's like a whole bunch of different things that under the Rochelle umbrella. And what I was listening to that someone told me is that you have to, she said, you have to have multiple streams of income under the same umbrella. But I felt like that can't really work for me. So it had me kind of stuck because my beauty business and banking group really has nothing else to do with my podcast was going like in a different direction. That's what I want to say. When I started my podcast, it was beauty, business, and banking, right? But I kind of felt like the conversations I was having wasn't serving um, the conversations that I was having. So I was like, how am I going to do a podcast about something else, but I'm a hairstylist? So I was like, I thought that I always had to talk about hair all the time. And I was like, I can't really do that. So that's so then I met this other woman maybe like a couple months ago, maybe like a year ago, I met her, and she was like, "Well, why does it have to all be the same? Why can't you be this and that? Why can't you be over here and over there?" And I was like, "Oh, because I was just so stuck to what this one woman said. I was just so stuck to what this one woman said that it just had me in a pigeonhole that I couldn't do multiple things, right? So all y'all business owners in here, whatever you have, like this young lady said that she was driving Ubers, then she had Uber cars, then she was making jewelry and doing all these things. Why can't she be this and that and over here and over there? Like, why not? So I say let's explore it all and let's see where we land, right? Because I I'm a stutterer, right? I've been a stutterer. I was a chronic stutterer when I was in school. It has gotten better because I've learned how to manage it, but my stuttering kept me away from having a podcast. I was like, don't nobody want to hear me stuttering. Nobody going to hear this. Nobody want to hear that. And I was just so like, oh, I can't move. I can't, it just really had me shook until I just went out there and just did it anyway. Just even, what I said about having this night. Like I was dragged my feet till 2 weeks before, literally 2 weeks before. And I still, and look at this turnout, right? So if you have these things on your mind, don't hold them back. Figure out what your multiple streams of income are going to be. And they may not just be all of that one thing that you do. It may be other things. What do you think? What are you thinking, Suraya, since you got the mic, about your multiple streams of income?
What do I think about it? I
Yep,
think
we
it's
got about
it's
5
good.
minutes and we have to wrap this up.
um, I think you're right. I mean, I have. What is exactly the question? Not
What
having
are
multiple
do you
streams?
have multiple streams of income and how do you
Absolutely.
work them? And are they
So I
all
work.
under the same umbrella?
Well, I'm most of the stuff is under health and wellness. I own the Medicare agency, so I'm helping people to get insurance, health insurance, life insurance, work site agreements if you're a business owner and you want to get insurance for your employees, accident and sickness protections that we heard Rochelle talk about earlier that helps you when you are on or off the job and you need to still be compensated and protect your income. And it's all relative to me and my holistic lifestyle practice because in that aspect of business, I'm basically detoxing, teaching people how to detox. I'm also teaching people how to change into a more holistic lifestyle by simple life changes. So essentially they're all under the same umbrella. Outside of that, my other business is I own a garden company, so I teach families how to grow their own food on their own property, and we build raised beds on their backyard, windowsills, countertops. It's all related in my instance, whether it's the insurance healthcare aspect or it's the growing food and cannabis practice. It's all under health and wellness and healing. So for me, that concept works. But if I had to do something outside of that, I would be willing. But this is what drives me.
Okay.
Mhm.
My opinion, I don't agree with that.
He don't agree with nothing. But that's why we friends though, because he
That's
don't
what we
agree with
doing.
nothing. Everything I bring to
No,
the
that's
table.
not it. No. Listen to no. She said that she thinks that she heard that they should be all under one umbrella.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
heard
agree
that.
with that. Like I think diversification is strength.
Yeah.
I think that if you kind of put all your eggs in one basket or in one facet, then you could be wiped out. Like some of the people that we look at, yeah, if you building a stock portfolio, your stock portfolio isn't all aggressive. You get what I'm saying? Because you could be easily wiped out. I think you gotta modify your stuff accordingly. I'm in media. A lot of my stuff is real estate based, but I'm in media. I think that to the young lady's point, her passion was X, but she found a way to make passive income over here and Y. I think that that's a strength. Right. So I think that if this business falters, this business can still stay strong. If they all under one umbrella and one thing happens, like if everything you do is in healthcare, especially with the administration today. So if everything is in healthcare, Donald Trump writes pen get happy one day, he could wipe out your whole entire empire in one fell swoop. I don't think that that's necessary to thing. I think that passive income from a bunch of different sources is a great thing. I think it just makes you stronger.
So, um, I think that. So I'm not even gonna think. I'm gonna tell you what I do. I do what I want to do, and whatever it is I want to do, I feel like if I have an idea about something, you can at least pilot and try anything. And literally, you never know what's going to happen. But I do know at this age that I am going to be as strategic as possible as I can in anything that I do. So I have these ideas. I'm so happy my sister is back because I used to call 3 o'clock in the morning when California time. That's whack because 3 o'clock in the morning is not really, it just whack. But you wake up with these things in your head like, oh, you know what? I think this would be a good opportunity. But I also know that it can make money, right? So I think I want to do this. So I really do what I want to do, even if it's not under the same umbrella. I'm a licensed social worker, and I'm out here. They call me Meek the Builder. I'm here building stuff. Like I'm playing with wood, and I'm playing with power tools. The two don't go together, but I will make it go together because now I'm going to be doing building and having classes when it's around Zen therapy. How about that? You come, you do a 2-hour class, and it's all therapeutic. Whatever you want to do it. Don't let people sidetrack you and distract you from trying new things and doing anything that you want to do. Think about it, create a plan. connect with people who are doing like-minded things. Connect with people and create your friend groups that when I talk to my sisters, I can count on my hand how many times we gossip. I honestly can tell you, we talk about what this product look like, how much I should sell this product for, what do you think about this idea? I'm doing this website over, this thing is happening and this thing is happening. What do you think about this? Like, those are the real conversations that we're having about our own growth and development, and not being sidetracked and distracted by all this nonsense that's on social media or the things that really don't matter. Like, we talk about things that make us better. And that's those are the conversations that I like to be a part of. Don't call me and want to gossip. I don't want to be a part of it. If
Y'all,
you
I
want,
just realized we don't gossip.
yeah, we don't, because I don't want to know. I'm probably the least curious person, but I
No, we
want to
really
make
don't.
sure people are better. So when I say
don't.
that I am Meek the Builder, I build things, but I also build better people. And that's what I do. So here is my shameless plug, because that's what I'm going to do, because I'm going to do what I want to do. And everybody else need to take that same attitude. In the back, you'll find these nice little deck of cards, right? I brought a couple for you. And it's for days and times when you're feeling a little down, or when you're feeling a little low, or you're feeling a little confused, or doubting yourself a little too much. I want you to pull out these cards, right? And you pull out these cards and you take one. And I want you to inhale whatever it is on this card. Y'all know what this box says? Fuck that, sis. Yeah, that's what it means. And you know what the brand is? Fuck playing small. On the phone with my sisters, I'm like, oh, I don't know, it's kind of cringeworthy, but I don't know. But no, sometimes you need to be uncomfortable and be pushed out of your comfort zone in order to be great. Period. Absolutely. Nothing, you are not going to be great from a place of comfort. It just doesn't work like that. So, my brand is Fuck Playing Small. That's what I am. That's what I do. My brand is not for the Christian girlies. It's for the girls that really is edgy affirmation, or people who feel like they want to hear it. I went back and forth with this, because I'm like, do I say that? No, that's me. This is me and my authentic self. These are the real conversations that I'm having with people. And I want to be authentic in what I'm doing. And I want to be authentic in the way in which I show up for other people and help them be their authentic selves. So yes, fuck playing small. Fuck that, sis. We got some cards in the
How
back.
much are the cards?
And we
How much
have
are the
some
cards?
journals on your way. I got a whole series of journals on your way as well.
How
The
much are the
the
cards?
deck is $20. You get 30. It's one. You pull one card every time you're feeling a little low. Give it to your sis, give it to your girls, and swap if you can.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. Oh, can we pass the mic? Chan's supposed to be doing that. You're not supposed to be. It's a camera thing going on. It's a set. This is a set.
It's all right.
So I just wanted to say, Meek, so you just said it, your brand may not be for the Christian girl. It is for the Christian girl. Because anybody that believes in the Bible doesn't say for us to be small. The Bible doesn't say, Jesus didn't say for us to be small. He said, I know the plans that I have for you, and it's to prosper and to be well. So, yeah, it may be, it's your brand and it's what you feel. And it may, I am a Christian. And I hate for the people that say, I'm a Christian and it has to be in this box of, I'm highly blessed, I'm favored. Thank you. No, you don't always feel highly blessed or flavored or favored or anything. I say flavored because you don't always feel that way. As a Christian, it's a hard walk. But for any real person that's a real Christian in here, for you to say that God, I had a boyfriend that told me, oh, I'm humble, Jesus. I said, that was Jesus. Jesus didn't say for us to be humble. He had a purpose. He lived his purpose for us to live everlasting life and for us to be abundantly. It doesn't anywhere in the Bible. You show me where it says in the Bible for you to be poor, desolate, not having anything, then I'm gonna say I'm reading the wrong word. Because if you're reading your word, it does not say that anywhere, Tameka. It doesn't say that. It doesn't say
Here we go.
dumb yourself down for Jesus. I don't see that. That should be one of your cards. Do not dumb yourself down for Jesus. Jesus don't say dumb yourself down. Jesus says dumb yourself up, okay? And right, that's right. If we, and I just wanted to commend Rochelle. Like, Rochelle and I ran into each other on Saturday. We recognize, we see each other, we follow each other. Many moons ago, I went to Salon 804. I was on this mission that I wanted curly hair, so Rob used to make it look curly all the time. And I never forgot, that salon. And, it's a pleasure to see people and women of color supporting one another. We could all win. I think the bad perception that we have as Black women is that I'm winning. I don't want her to win because my brand. No, everybody has their own brand, their own personality, and we can all eat. I think in other cultures, they all eat. My daughter went to private school, shameless plug. She went to the same school that Donald Trump's son went to when he was running. It was crazy. But what I used to notice from her being in one school, she was in one school from kindergarten to 12th grade, is that I would go to the little mommy and me breakfasts, right? And the breakfasts would have all of these Caucasian women, no shame to anyone that's Caucasian, and they would have a lot of money. And I would be the one, I work in a field where I had flexibility with my time, so I would always be there. And I didn't know that Becky didn't like Susie and Susie didn't like Elizabeth, because when they came into the table together, they all ate. So Becky was like, well, my husband has an elevator company. And Susie was like, my husband's a realtor. And Lucy was like, hey, I use your name, Lucy. She was like, hey, my husband's a developer. And they all ate. And it wasn't about, my husband or my family or this. It was about we're all eating. Now, I would see the behind the scenes and, Becky would say, I can't stand that. I can't stand it. But, that's what we have to get out of. I don't have to like you or love you for you to win. For us to win. And collective bargaining which is part of the principles of Kwanzaa, that's how you make it. You don't make it by saying, I'm gonna do this, Rochelle wouldn't make it if she didn't uplift other hairstylists, other people that are in her profession. If she was just like, I'm Rochelle, and if you don't come to Rochelle, then you ain't anything, then she wouldn't make it. I've seen her say, I don't do that. I can send you to this person that does that. That's what it's about. So, I'm going to buy me some cards tonight, and I'm going to give it to my daughter, and we're going to work it, because she's 25, and that's an age where you don't know what you want to do. Like I told her, I said, I didn't have that opportunity. I graduated college. My mother was like, you got to get out. All of y'all got out. You're the last one. You got to get out at 22. I was like, Ma, I don't want to get out. She's like, but you got to get out. So, at 25, I told her, you live your life. She used to run around when she was little and say, I don't want to be an old mother like you. I had at 27. I wasn't young. I wasn't right in the right. But I didn't want to have a child at 27. It happened. You know what she told me yesterday? I said, oh, when I'm going to be a grandmother? She said, I don't know, because I'm living my best life. I'm going to Miami next week. I'm going to London. She's been to 5 of the 7 continents at 25. So I'm glad that she's living that life that I'm able to give her. And Rochelle, I hate to tell you, Charlie's going to want to live a soft life for a long time.
I know.
Because we've given them a soft life.
I know.
But, it's because we're able to, but it's okay, because if they do what they love and make that a lucrative business, then that's how you build generational wealth. When I sent my daughter to private school, I sent her to private school to love learning. We get into these schools that we're just like, you got to learn. But why are we learning? When I sent her to Columbia Grammar, I was like, what the hell are y'all doing? And the teacher said, we're teaching them how to like learning. I said, but she coming home talking about, we got to go to the post office because I got to learn about service. I'm like, what is this about? Like, why are we learning that? You need to learn your ABCs, 1, 2, 3s. But I realize now she's fearless. And at 25, she has a friend of hers that is 24 years old. They're going to Miami next week. And I'm going to tell Sierra to get in touch with you. She's a hairstylist.
Oh, okay.
She's doing what the young people like, the wigs and this, to that. But Sierra at 24 is almost at $1 million. Wow. You know why? Because her father invested in her. He said, I'm gonna give you $100,000. You're gonna open up, I'm gonna give you this condo. She made the condo into her shop. And now she's got people working for her. She's living between Atlanta and New York. And they have a group of 24 to 27-year-olds that they call themselves the girls
Right.
with the
I
W, the
love,
girls.
I love
But
hearing
I
that.
when
I
I
love,
when
I
I
love
came tonight, I
this.
said I told Sierra, I said, I'm gonna get in touch with Rochelle.
Mhm.
You need an older person because you're riding high now because everybody's wearing a wig and a weave. But in 20 years, it may not be a wig and a weave anymore.
Right.
So you've
I
got to
say
be
that
able
I
to.
say that all the time. And we have a it's another family upstairs that they bought her granddaughter. Yeah, right here. She bought her grandmother and father brought her granddaughter here because she's into the hair business. And I was so happy to even see them and that they can, piggyback off your story as well. And I said I wanted to hook up with her too to see how I can be of service to her and everybody, in here. I know, I hope that some of y'all look me up and see what I've done and what I'm doing. I'm here to help. Like this whole community that I am creating is for beauty professionals, entrepreneurs, period. Whatever it is that you want to do, the information. I like sharing my friends, because as we see, I don't know everything because Ish think he know everything. So no, but I just wanted to to end this conversation with: are you guys investing? Right? Are we investing, and do we know how to invest? Because I know for me, I was not well versed on figuring out what to invest in, how to invest. I mean, I was listening to my kids. My daughter, she does trading, and my son had got me into Bitcoin and all this stuff. But when I talked to Ish about his plan and how I should invest, I wanted him to share that with y'all. Where's the mic?
Right here. I'll give it to you.
Thank you.
Um, I'm a real estate investor. So investing has a whole bunch of different vehicles. Like I don't claim to be a professional on investing. Real estate is just my one thing that I've been doing for a couple decades. Um, we spoke on insurance. In my opinion, real estate and insurance are the two ways in which we could generate that wealth that we talk about leaving our children. So if you think about a lot of us, somebody passes away in our neighborhoods, we having fish fries, we doing GoFundMe's and all of these things. I think it's disgusting when everybody has a Rolex, right? I think that if you have a Rolex and you don't have an insurance policy, you're an idiot. We get caught up a lot of times in trying to impress everybody and all of these other things. And I think that's one of the detriments in our community. This neighborhood right here, I lived in this neighborhood for a long, long, long time. I remember when you could ride up River Road and see the skyline because there was no buildings, right? It was very, very few buildings, movie theater and a couple other things. But the rents here, and I said this on Rochelle's podcast, anybody that lives in this neighborhood that's paying rent here, that's a mortgage. And I think that some of the foundational things with regards to leaving your children, again, real estate and insurance are two of the vehicles that we build wealth with. I don't understand how in 2025 somebody doesn't own a home that's financially able to do so. Like we got to take into account some people just aren't in a financial position in which to do so. But I see us driving around with $200,000 cars and we still rent. I think that's insane. I think a lot of it comes from a lack of education. Many of our parents never owned a house. So it's frightening. We are really scared of the unknown. We know in an apartment when stuff gets rough, put in my 30 days notice, I'm out of here. I could go move somewhere else. You get what I'm saying? It's not that much different with regards to home ownership, except you didn't build equity at the Ravello, right? You didn't build equity at the St. Moritz. Somebody's living in the St. Moritz for 5 years, spending $6,000 a month. When you start looking at those numbers, again, a lot of us are older. We're in our 40s. Yo, if you tally up all the money that you spent in rent over the last 20 years, it's insane, right? So I just think that for anybody that doesn't prioritize insurance and home ownership, we're doing ourselves a disservice. You're doing your kids a disservice. So that's my thing. Like specific questions about real estate investing, we can have a million. I'll answer them if somebody has some, but I just think that that's literally like in a nutshell. If you don't own anything, you need to start prioritizing getting that together.
I like that part you said when you said your 4-3-2-1 plan for me. The
Oh,
4 family, 3 family.
Yeah.
I
Well,
like that plan.
in this region, because real estate is regional. Like if you go down south, they don't have 4 families like we have. If you're in northern New Jersey, you could take advantage of multifamily houses. They don't have that. I own houses in other states. They don't have multifamily houses, so we kind of get an advantage. You can make 50 grand. You don't have to make a overwhelming amount of money. Like that's one of the rumors. You can make $50,000 and go buy a 3 family or a 4 family. That might cost you $800,000-$900,000 that you might think is outside of your price range. It's not. The mortgage banks will tally up the rents, right? And the rents that the people are paying, they qualify you to get that particular home. So if it's a $700,000 house, somebody's paying $4,000 in rent, $4,000 in rent, and you live free, you qualify for the house on a $50,000 salary, $70,000 salary. Those are just things that we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. Yeah. So and even with that, like a lot of the misnomers are, I gotta save all this money. You could put 3% down. You could put 3.5% down. Take your income tax money that you was gonna go buy a Chanel bag with, or that you was gonna go to the Bahamas with, and put that down on the household for your family and your children.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like so some of those things are really, really, really small. They just take a little bit of discipline and prioritizing.
I want Talia to also piggyback off of that.
He actually said what I was going to say.
Okay.
I was going to say that you can actually qualify for more when you're buying a multifamily home. I literally have a client that qualifies for less if she's buying a single family home, as opposed to if she would buy a multifamily home, she would qualify for more because the rents, like he mentioned, counts towards your income.
Okay.
So that's what I was going to mention.
Did you guys hear what she said?
Yes.
Okay. That's the thing that got me in me making,
Yes.
deciding that I'm gonna buy a home again. And I was because I
And buying something that needs work, you can get a 203,
Right.
which is a first time home buyer product, a 203K loan.
right.
Yep.
Right.
Or NACA.
Or not, right? Just a little more strenuous, but it works. It definitely works. Because she did, yeah, it definitely works. Mhm.
Now my sister took me to NACA like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
And
they
I
don't
went in
play.
there
They
and I
don't play.
sat through the program,
They
listened
don't
to them
play.
and everything. And then they start telling me, "Oh, we're gonna get all up into my business." Child, packed my stuff up and left.
They make you.
No,
they
I
make
know,
you-
but I wasn't ready. No, I packed my stuff up and left. No, for real, I packed my stuff up and left because I was not ready.
It's worth
I
it. Though.
I wasn't ready. But now I'm in a different mindset, and I will be ready
It's worth
when
it.
I go back to NACA.
If like the NACA program that they spoke on, that's just a real. It's strenuous, but it's really based on they'll take somebody with limited financial resources, right, or limited financial education. So I don't want to loan you $400,000 if you have bad money management, right? It makes sense. If you're a bank, I'm not loaning you 100 grand if you have no means to pay me back, or if I know you're going to default based on your old history. If I know you're not gonna pay me $20 back, I'm gonna just go ahead and let you get the $20. But yes, yeah. So I just did a house. I did construction on a house. A young lady, she bought a 2 family house. She got the 1.9 interest rate in this climate. 2.2, low twos, high ones, something like that. They pay all your closing costs. They pay all your attorney fees.
And
They
what
pay
program
every
is
single
this?
fee associated with
Oh,
the
NACA.
homeowner. Yeah, that's the NACA program. They pay all of your fees. So if I want to know what you did with your last 17 pay stubs, and I'm getting you all these low interest rates, and I'm paying all these fees for you, I think it's a good trade off, in my opinion. But back to Rochelle's point about the 4-3-2-1. In northern New Jersey, we have a bunch of multifamilies. Like I said, FHA allows you to buy a 4 family. This is something that is really powerful. FHA allows you to buy a 4 family. A year later, you can go buy a 3 family and use your first time home buyer benefits again. Then you could go buy a 2 family. and use your home buyer benefits again. And then you could buy one family and use your first time home buyer benefits again. So at the end of the day, you got 9 rental units and now you live in a one family. Those 9 rental units funnel into your one family. You basically are living way for free plus $8, $9, $10,000 in income coming in every month. That's a 4-year program to basically set you up for financial independence for the rest of your life. And again, a book, a $20 book. We
I
all
like
got
that.
Chanel, we all got Rollies, we all got Benzes. It's a $20 book. You could go get some of these things to just further your education, or jump on YouTube
Right.
and further your education if you really want to do so.
I like that, and I definitely wanted you to speak on that because that's the thing that really got my wheels turning. I called my aunt right away. I was like, "Hey, Sin, this is what we could do," and she was like, she's always like on my team. She's like, "Oh, okay, cool. How much money you need?" Always, how much money you need, and that's back to your point about family. You know, I don't know if everybody that knows me and anybody that don't know me, Cynthia was how Salon 804 got started. You know, it was because of her credit cards and her money that she gave me how we started Salon 804 in Harlem. Yeah. You know, and she just said, "Pay me back when you get it." You know, and I always make a practice of I don't play around with people money. If I owe you money, I'm gonna give it to you. And I want you guys to make that practice too. Do not take advantage of people when they are helping you. If you owe people money, don't act like you don't remember. Don't act like you don't know. And when they ask for your money, if you sincerely forgot, because sometimes we do, don't get an attitude because they asking you for their money. Like just pay them.
That's your credit score.
Just pay them.
That's your credit score.
Huh?
That's your credit
Right.
score. That's your hood credit
Exactly.
score.
It is your credit score.
That's your credit score.
Exactly. Right. And so it's been all my life that I've been doing business with my aunt, and we have never had a problem about money. Never. Because when I say I'm going to pay her back, I pay her back. When she put me on her American Express when I was 20 years old, she said, "If you have a problem paying this American Express, let me know." I still have that American Express. After all these years, I was never late. Anytime I couldn't pay, I let her know. So those are the type of relationships that you have to build with your family and friends that you're trying to do business with, right? And that family up there, the grandma and grandpa up top with the granddaughter, make sure that that relationship that you have with your family is tight. Let them know what's going on, right? Because they got money. Trust me. They got money and they want to invest in you. But if you don't make it easy for them to love on you and invest in you, you're going to make it hard for them.
She got money.
No, my aunt say the same thing. She got nobody. But I just wanted to
there's another vehicle that I invest in called REITs. I don't know if you guys heard of it. A real estate investment trust.
Okay.
And there's a small community that I'm a part of called the Wealth Builders. It's a woman, I don't know if you met her online, Ashley Fox. I'm a person that I will spend the money to have a teacher or coach for something that I need if I don't know. And that was one of the communities that I found online. It's a sister who graduated from Howard, who was in the financial market for many years, managing multi-million-dollar investment accounts. And she ended up parlaying that into her own business, teaching people how to do it from scratch. So that community cost me about, I don't know what it costs now, but if you are alum of the original gangsters who started, I pay like $300 a year. And for that $300 a year, I have access to them all the time. And they basically have classes that will teach you stocks 101 and will teach you about REITs. So REITs are things like the mall. So we invest in Simon Group, which is like the Garden State Parkway, and all of that is real estate. And so you're investing in companies that manage these real estate properties, and you could be as aggressive or non-aggressive as you would like to be, especially if it's just you starting off for the first time and you want to learn it and manage your money at the same time. You could start off really small and get, even $200 $20 on a stock, opening up on an account like Webull or Fidelity or one of them, and the group teaches you how to navigate through that space from soup to nuts. So you can literally know zilch and learn and take the classes and the courses in the module, and they do meet in person annually too, so it's not just all online and all on Zoom. You'll have places where you can meet up, whether it's Atlanta or New York or whatever, and those are great things for you if you haven't begun investing in those types of vehicles to get started with, because you have professionals who are guiding you and teaching you how to manage yourself in the market. And I also invested in another coach. His name is Dr. Chris Cole. And he has another different type of investment and stocks, which are a little more aggressive, but you will learn as you start. You just got to get started, even with
I
small
love it.
amounts.
I love it.
I just want to add something to that. Suraya hit on it. If you can do anything, invest in yourself. Invest in a coach or a mentor in the field that you want to get into. It is the best thing that you can do because they help you. They guide you through a lot of things, help you through pitfalls, help you not even get to those pitfalls. Invest in a coach. There is somebody out there willing to teach you and mentor you for any and everything. So whatever it is that you want to do and you feel like you may not know all about it, or you may have hit a wall or need some more information, find somebody that you can work with and you invest in yourself. I don't say it's an investment in them, it's an investment in you because you're going to get something back from it. Invest in a coach. If it's real estate, find Ish. If you're doing real estate coaching, let him do real estate coaching. If it's your health and wellness, find Suraya. She is actually a health and wellness coach. If it's beauty and business, find whatever it is you want to do, invest in yourself by finding and connecting with a coach that can help you navigate these the waters in which you are probably going to deal with. I'm a mindset coach, and I also do coaching for building. Yeah.
Yeah. Soraya, what exactly do you do as well?
In terms of the
Yeah,
coaching
what are
aspect.
you offering as far as your insurance business?
Oh,
so we
the
can
insurance,
connect?
what I mentioned before is from health insurance, life insurance, accident and sickness protection. A lot of people don't know you could protect your income outside of the job. So the thing about having long-term disability from the company is that when you're not there anymore, that goes with it most of the time. So if you work somewhere 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and the job is over, those policies are over as well. And then starting those policies at a later age, as now you're gonna pay more. So having an on-the-job, off-the-job policy, especially as an entrepreneur or people who are running their own companies, is really important because, like Rochelle mentioned earlier, she didn't know she was gonna have a brain surgery. And that was something that was unexpected, but because she took out that insurance, she was able to have her income protected while she was recovering until she got back to work. And all of that is possible, even if you're working on a job and you have a workers' comp policy with your company, you can still have your own insurance long-term disability to add to that income as well. Now, there are some things that happen along the way. Every situation is different, so you would have to be talk to, consulted as an individual based on what your needs are. But the majority of people don't know that. And then the accident and sickness protection is not the health insurance. When you walk into the doctor and you need to utilize your health insurance, what it does is pay you for taking care of yourself. So I have an accident and sickness protection, and every time I show up at urgent care because, I have an allergy, something's going on with my allergy, or I stub my toe, every single time that I walk in there, that's a claim. So for me to I went to urgent care this year about 3 times already for various things. Oh, my nail came off the stub. They said, "No, everything's an emergency." All of that they pay you. Most people don't like to go into the emergency rooms because they don't have the time. So they don't want to take off from work, lose the money, and be sitting in the emergency room for 6 hours. But if you have an accident and sickness protection policy, once you get your diagnosis, whatever that is, not only do they pay you for showing up at that could be $200 for that. And if you broke your shoulder, that's $5,000 on top of the $200 for showing up. And if you have get a surgery, they're gonna pay for your family to come stay in a hotel while you're getting the surgery to help you. And whatever the surgery diagnosis is, you get a claim for that as well too.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Outside of that, I'm a master gardener. So if there's anybody who is looking to grow their own food on their own property, that's my passion and my purpose. And I love to teach people how to do things that are self-sustainable for themselves and their family. And growing food is one of them, no matter what it is. It's small, it's just on your countertops or in your backyard. I love to do that. And those are the two things outside of my coaching for lifestyle changes. And that is an online course that teaches you how to make simple lifestyle changes that will lead you into a more holistic lifestyle.
I love it. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ish. Just tell the people what you do.
I don't do much. No, I own a real estate investment company. I own a construction company. As they said, I'm in media. I'm trying to now set it up where I branch off and combine the two. So I'll start a course. It's kind of hard to put together, but I'm working on an investment course and a mentorship program that I'll combine with a media platform. So it'll be coming up in probably 3 to 6 months. I think it'll be done. I already set the stuff in motion, but anybody that's looking to get some information, you can DM me on my socials, and I'll kind of walk you through some of your stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. And they have business cards on the table in the front as well. It's where behind the
Yeah.
cameras for anyone who wants to
and
grow.
also my products are in the back, my Nancy foam and my cream. The cards are on the back, so you guys can pick them up on your way out if you like to. But I want you guys to network. This is also a networking event. So if you don't have a barber, if you're a hairstylist and you need someone to barber, or if you a hairstylist and you need someone to braid, and you're a hairstylist that you need somebody, or you're a barber and you need somebody else, the only way we're gonna make it through this is together. That's the only way. So I just feel like if you're gonna refer somebody, refer people to people that you know. Like, I know Lucy know how to do this. I know Bayou know how to do that. I know Javelle knows how to do this. I know what these three people on the panel are about. I can refer them. So refer. That's the only way we're gonna make it through this. The only way is together. So I want to thank you guys for coming. Okay. I want to thank you guys for coming. I just want you to make sure that you network. Make sure you use this beautiful space. We got time. We're going to do the raffle soon. If you don't have a raffle ticket, please get your raffle ticket. We're going to do that in about 2 minutes. And Mika wanted to talk about her jump. And then we're out of here.
Okay. So I am a mindset coach and I help people get unstuck. So it is moving from point A to B. So I don't do traditional coaching. I coach with urgency. So I do what is called micro coaching. And micro coaching is 2 to 3 sessions getting you unstuck. It is intentional. It is intense, but it's not meant to last for 3 months, 6 months, and so on. I feel like sometimes if you have long-term coaching, people get complacent. And I feel like if you want to do something, if you haven't done it in the 2 or 3 sessions or weeks that we've been together, then I'm not the coach for you, because I move with urgency. And the people that I work with, I want them to move with urgency as well. So it is micro coaching. My micro coaching sessions are available. If you want, you can contact me. And I also have a series of journals that I have created to help people through some trying times and get over some things, and also my affirmation card. So I have a whole series of products that help people be better.
Okay.
And I also do building. So if you want an accent wall and some epoxy, hit your girl up.
But this has been a fantastic night. It was I could not have dreamed of this turnout. I appreciate everybody for coming. This is my first beauty, business, and banking event. It's going to be many more. We're going to have a Facebook group I need somebody to help me put it together. I've been trying to figure it out. You know, I'm an Instagram girl. So I've been trying to figure out this Facebook thing. Sis, can you help me put my Facebook book together? You know, so I can keep y'all connected. I can have information for them in there. All types of information you need so you can have somewhere to go, you know, somewhere to ask, like somebody to ask, like, what's going on? What should I do? You know, I got $50,000. How should I invest it? I want you to be able to trust the group to help and guide you. So I appreciate you guys, everybody, for coming. Make sure you guys connect with each other. Don't let this be the last night. And yeah, thank you.